Good afternoon. My name is Andrew McNaughton, and I'm the US Sales Manager for OPUM Technologies. It's my pleasure to be here at LSI with you all. Our founder and CEO, Andrew McDade, is living in New Zealand and is under travel restrictions with COVID, but he is available for online discussions if need be. So OPUM Technologies spun out of the University of Auckland. Let me just get this clicker going here. Spun out of the University of Auckland off the back of a decade of R&D in the founders' team of experts dealing with wearables, robotics, and data for orthopedic rehabilitation. OPUM is delivering augmented data-driven musculoskeletal care with a first focus on knee health as the largest single market segment. Our first product, the digital knee platform, is a full-stack data pipeline from proprietary modular AI sensor package that integrates into many wearables and knee orthoses to provide clinical-level insights back to the patient, the healthcare provider, the payer, and the wider industry stakeholders, including bracing manufacturers and joint companies. Musculoskeletal care is one of the largest healthcare costs in the US market, categorized by expensive labor interventions such as surgery and physical therapy. Sorry, I'm just going to step back here. Okay. OPUM is addressing the problems for the musculoskeletal patient group opposed to the wellness end of the spectrum, which you see with other devices and wearables in the marketplace today. From patients suffering chronic pain and reduced ability to function in everyday life, to payers wanting to avoid high costs, to surgeons who are looking for added revenue streams through RPM, remote patient monitoring, enabling them to monetize their pre-surgical patient funnel. We are focused on providers with in-house physical therapy who want to differentiate and reduce patient leakage to outside physical therapy. This proposition is very timely with favorable macro trends, including COVID, with rapid telehealth adoption and the aging and obese populations fueling market growth. More concretely, the US market presents a large opportunity, which is our current focus, with more than 200,000 ACL surgeries annually. There is an ideal early adopter market where we can rapidly secure significant market share with the return to sport post-COVID. The osteoarthritis knee population is significantly larger, with 14 million symptomatic knee OA patients, representing a $12 billion addressable market based off OPUM's business model, which I'll soon present. So for product, the digital knee full stack platform consists of three parts. It's the modular component attached to the wearable or knee orthoses. It is allowing data to be collected throughout the day and throughout the continuum of care. Part two is the patient-facing mobile app, which engages the patient in their rehab activities and includes mechanisms for promoting adherence and engagement to their care plan. And lastly, the provider portal, which enables rehabilitation exercise prescription and RPM reimbursement and integration with other health data. We have AI implemented at different levels of the platform designed to provide actionable insights, and our AI sensor gives granular data that is not available on any other fitness trackers or bracing sensors. These capabilities include functional gait analysis and objective exercise recognition, with 16 postures being recognized by the device. By partnering with bracing companies, this technology-on-technology approach uses the data to continue to demonstrate the value of bracing to payers to support increased reimbursement coverage. There are pre-surgical applications as clinical decision support tools to help determine the optimal timing for surgical intervention. The modular component is on our roadmap for expansion into the hip, shoulder, and elbow and back, and we already can glean a lot of hip data from our knee device. So the product market fit, as mentioned, we're piggybacking off the back of bracing companies' existing clinical data on the efficacy of knee bracing for reducing pain medications, and increasing function. Also tapping the market of movement-based therapies delivered by telehealth that have been shown to be non-inferior to usual care. And there are existing reimbursement codes that cover telehealth for PTs and remote patient monitoring for surgeons, which shows that payers believe in these benefits. So the business model extends across device, software, and data. This provides a flexibility to adapt to market dynamics, and with hardware gives OPUM margin protection and defensibility. OPUM owns the data pipeline end-to-end and is working with partners to develop business models for data products and services in the wider industry. So more specifically, the US business model. The details of our US business model are confidential and based on these partnership deals. We model volumes based on bottom-up approach with 3 manufacturers that are in our pipeline, as well as top-down validation against overall current US market share. Working through the sensor economics from a $50 volume-based cost of goods to the sales price, we ensure each partner is sharing in the margin to motivate the channel to prescribe and also keep patients engaged long-term across the device and remote patient monitoring. Data-driven products include clinical decision support tools, personalized programs, and data reports to partners. And you can see the highlighted numbers important to each stakeholder, where OPUM generates over $130 million in revenue, 60 million shared amongst the bracing channel, and individual surgeons generate approximately $130,000 in additional revenue annually. So the go-to-market strategy. We're already integrated into bracing products across 2 manufacturers and are working with a 3rd in clinical trials and commercial deals. We have channel and data partnerships with surgical EMR company iProcedures, focused on catering to the shift of surgeries out of hospitals and into ASCs. And we have established a US sales office that gives us real-time market intelligence and refining the business model in the US. We are looking to expand the team with additional marketing and business development opportunities and enterprise to drive the US to go-to-market strategy and scale up with IDNs and hospital systems. Scaling the business. We're currently in phase 1. We've just finished our Series A, and we're working on developing surgical clinics to prove the model and product, as well as cementing our partnerships and commercialization strategy with our first bracing clinical trial partners at the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab in Chicago, which happens to be the #1 US rehabilitation hospital for orthopedics. Phase 2 is about scaling up the first clinics and onboarding new clinics through the bracing channel, as well as finalizing the 2nd and 3rd bracing partnerships. This will lead us into the 3rd wave, growth into larger IDNs and hospital systems across the US. So in terms of competition, this table broadly categorizes the payers across the ecosystem. OPUM differentiates in being a data-driven business. We are a clinical level tool targeting the expensive patients that need a brace, and not that market that I explained earlier. Because we're modular, we can work across the fragmented bracing market rather than competing as a brace company, and we can uniquely cover a patient throughout their entire perioperative journey. The digital knee is an FDA-cleared product which enables us to be eligible for US reimbursement. OPUM is also defensible with a number of patents at various stages, providing a layered strategy of coverage from accurate longitudinal data through to contextual insights and covering revenue and reimbursement enablers. So OPUM has its roots deep in the domain of R&D, with many years of experience in wearables and AI technologies and translating them to clinical. OPUM's board includes experience in successful founding and selling businesses in the wearable medical device and electronic space, as well as executive roles on large multinational tech businesses. OPUM has a wide group of advisors and strong multidisciplinary operational team that continues to execute on all milestones. OPUM is structured with R&D in New Zealand to access to excellent talent and government contracts, as well as a US Delaware C Corp, which runs the sales and marketing operations in the US. As I mentioned, we have just closed out our Series A, but within the next 10 to 12 months, we'll be looking for a Series B of around $20 million. And if you're interested in speaking with we are interested in speaking with strategic and financial investors like yourselves. So thank you for your time, and I'll enjoy chatting to some of you in this next breakout. Thank you.